Well, my name is Nancy Poltney.
Paula Salinas.
All right, my name is Bruce Dumpman.
I'm Steve O'Hanlon. This is my wife, Sue O'Hanlon.
My name is Karen Walkov.
My
name is Chris
AIC.
Moffitt. This is my wife, Tracy.
The main reason is because I knew Alex could do more. I knew he was gifted, and in the public schools and even some cyber charter schools, that need wasn't being met.
Well, it's very different. Before, he had to go into a classroom, and there were a lot of disruptive students. He didn't get the attention he gets here. This program to us is basically designed for Aaron.
Rochelle was scholastically gifted, and Carol, my wife, felt like she needed to be challenged more than she could provide in homeschooling. So in looking at the different options available, and she had been in cyber school a year, I think, before she went to AIC, we thought that was a good program for her to get involved in.
I can't really find the words to describe this program other than simply amazing. It was a lifesaver for her academically, I do believe, considering the public school that she was in. They really could not meet her needs. And through the grace of God and through this wonderful woman here, we discovered this program. And the rest has been history.
One of my co-workers, he went over to work at Palcs, and he was telling me about this great program, gifted program. So Ben was very unhappy, and I said, let's give it a try. So we changed over. It was like a last-minute decision. It was just like he was graduating 8th grade. We went to 8th grade graduation. I handed out reference forms to the faculty members saying he's not coming back. Please fill out a reference. He's going to go to a new school. I mean, he hadn't even been accepted or anything. I guess I was just lucky that he was.
I think our son, Stevie, one comment he made is that he felt like a ticking time bomb. He was so bored. And it wasn't long after that we found this program. And I think these guys said it best: that all you need is love, and that's what is here: love and respect for these kids, which you don't find anywhere else.
Instantly, when I sat in that little room in that church on Church Road with Jane Ferris and Mrs. Daniels. It was so perfect, the fit, that I filled up with tears. And Alex was filled with excitement because he knew this is what he wanted. And it's sad that you can't find it anywhere. And so it's a little treasure tucked away in Westchester, and I'm glad that we were able to reap the benefits from it.
She used to cry in the morning going to school every day, and it wasn't because she did not like school, but it was because she was so
bored.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing for her to learn when she was going to school. She learned
her
nothing.
brain was becoming stagnant, and they basically were able to once again reach her academic soul. So
Really, these kids can offer so much, but the teachers at regular public schools just offer what is average. They don't draw out of them what is inside of them. That's something that I saw Emily break out of. She's an excellent writer, and she could write great things in public school, but when she came here, her writing was something like an 18-year-old when she was in 3rd grade, biologically in 3rd grade. So everything, she broke out in every way.
Socially, emotionally, academically, specific skills.
Absolutely.
Just their overall happiness as a person. Confidence in themselves, self-advocacy. Our kids, 9th grade, are, I think, as prepared to go to college in their mannerisms, in the way that they can represent themselves.
The way they conduct themselves, right?
And the way they conduct themselves as any senior in any school.
It's difficult to say it without crying because I have such a high regard for university scholars that it's difficult to express. I have a high regard for the teachers because I think they teach with top excellence and with genuine care for the students. And they know my son even better than I. And I find it an extreme privilege to know them. That's just that part. As far as the curriculum and the teaching, the caliber is extreme excellence. And Alex came in with some gifts and he came in with some weaknesses, and certain teachers worked with him as if he was the only student, or I felt that way. It's because they're so great in one-on-one that he is now graduating like top. And the area that he was weak in, he actually loves now because of this one teacher.
One of the areas was socially. She was a little bit withdrawn and not making a whole lot of friends. She was making some friends with guys and stuff her age before she entered the program, and she just really came out when she went to AIC for whatever reason, and found her best friends there that she's still best friends with.
Ben's been very, very happy with his experience here. It's really, he's grown so much. It's incredible. It's hard to believe to see how much he's changed. He just loves the individual attention that he gets. He's talked to faculty members who have lent him books to read because he's really into reading, particularly about Central Asia, Eastern Europe, things about economics and political science and global economy. So he's really had he's really been kept busy and interested. So yes, it's been great for him.
It's not really any
Especially
one
here.
thing specific. It's just overall the teachers, they think outside the box, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Is a good way to put it.
An example of that was when they were doing the Industrial Revolution. Mrs. Ferris had them put on heavy coats and stuff.
In
and
the summer,
move
it was
stuff
like
back
warm.
and forth and sweating, and that's how they bring across
Simulations within the
what was
classroom.
happening at the time. I mean, it's not just in a book and you read it. It's like
Experience it. Their trench warfare day.
Yeah, they're very
Yeah.
hands-on.
Yeah.
And
Very,
Mr.
very
Stiles did the
hands-on.
1920s thing where they had to eat soup, like it was in the Depression.
And the Wax Museum.
Oh,
And
the
the
Wax Museum
was
amazing.
incredible. That was
Because
incredible.
the
Living
different
wax
kids would
museum
be
they
wax
did.
figures
Right.
like Laurel and Hardy or Stevie
From the
was-
20s, all from
yeah,
the
from
20s.
all from the
Right.
20s.
They
and,
try to put them
Amelia
right back in that
Earhart.
setting, in
Yeah.
that era.
and they did speeches like you put a quarter in and then they just would go to act out, a speech like Stevie was, which president was he? I forget.
Coolidge.
Yeah,
Coolidge,
yeah,
thank
Calvin
you.
Coolidge.
Yeah.
And they just, it
And then
was
he
just
was the
amazing.
golf player.
It just-
His teachers are there for him. Any question, there's always a phone call, an email. I have not yet experienced one day that a teacher have not gotten back to him almost immediately. And it has been evenings where he has been doing work and he has a question and I'm not able to answer it. He emails the teacher and she gets back to him. And I said, well, it's evening. She's having dinner too. But no, the teachers are there. So we have experienced such a wonderful, positive outlook in education. It has been so different than what we are all used to that my oldest daughter, who goes to college, and my son is in high school, they kept telling us, how come you never found about this when we were going to high school? This is fantastic.
Well, actually, Mrs. Ferris has made a great difference because she's really tried to encourage him to come out of himself, but she understands that he has his safety zones, so she doesn't push him, but she brings things forward to him and gives him suggestions and lets him mull them over. And she doesn't push him, but she kind of plants the seed, and I think that's great. Ben likes things to be very organized and very predictable, and Mrs. Ferris meets that need for him. So he feels a lot better because he knows what's coming up, and he knows when they say it's coming up, it really is going to happen. So there isn't so much left in the dark for him.
Well, Jane Ferris was very influential in the beginning, getting him situated with certain interests that he had, and strengths and weaknesses, and she was extremely influential in his interest in history and World War II. And because she challenged that and directed it, his love for that just grew so much that he wanted to study German. And then he was awarded the benefits of going to Europe, and it was wonderful, just wonderful, life-changing, absolutely life-changing. And his weak area was writing. And even though he was gifted, he knew that he would have to get better at that for college, and so it would be Mrs. Z that helped him and gave him appreciation of English Lit, English Lit, and he loves it, and that's excellent, and absolutely excellent, and that he was doing actually college credits for English Lit while he was in high school. So it's because of those two teachers. They were excellent.
The staff here gets gifted like no staff I've ever seen before. They understand the intricacies of these children. They understand the differences. They love and celebrate what makes each and every child unique. And
absolutely.
Never in my life have I seen that level of dedication from any staff anywhere.
And they are all unique.
They are unique, yep. Yep.
When you're in a regular public school, you may find out of a handful one teacher who gets it, who understands it, but here they all do.
And university scholars may not be the perfect answer for every child who's gifted. But if you don't check it out anyway, you're doing
a disservice to your child.
Absolutely.
Susan speaks volumes when she says you need to check it out for your child.
And I just think that every person out there should know that there is an alternative to just your regular everyday school. There is other ways of teaching a child. You just need to learn your child. You need to know his needs and get him to the appropriate place. But to learn about these places is difficult. And I was blessed that I learned through a good friend of mine who's also a school principal, told me about this program. And it was phenomenal. It worked out for our sons, and I strongly would advise other parents to look into different alternatives from teaching their children.
Overall, I think it's an excellent program. Again, for things that I've mentioned before, the staff, the student body. Another thing, I know myself, I grew up and went to public school, and then I went through to private school for many years, from like 3rd through 10th, and I didn't realize until I went back to public school in 11th what a difference the atmosphere can make. And I know that I wouldn't have turned out as well if I would have gone the full time to public school, just knowing my own character and the influence that the environment can have on you. And I feel like that with AIC, the students there, for the most part, they love the weekends and the time off too, but they're there to learn and to apply themselves in a positive way without being consumed by it as well.
Oh, I would say that you have found a treasure in university scholars. And I would say that it is very sad that there isn't more like this. So it is an absolute treasure. And no matter what sacrifices that you have to make, you make them. Because in the end, the quality and the maturity of your child at the end is priceless. And you'll create memories that will last for years and years and years. And it's a wonderful school, just wonderful.